going to share with you a haul from a local produce auction. One of the ways this year that I'm trying to bring more food locally into our homestead is by going to produce auctions that are local. Not everything, unfortunately, at the produce auction is going to be local, but it is sourced from states closer by. And they do try and tell you where the produce came from. A lot of times the produce is from towns that are nearby, but some things that are out of season come from neighboring states or states that are a few states away, and I'm okay with that. I don't want something that came necessarily from like California when I live in Pennsylvania, but a lot of this is coming from like North Carolina, maybe even Florida, so I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm in Pennsylvania, so it's not as far of a distance that it's traveled, and like I said, I think North Carolina is the furthest down I've actually seen any produce coming. So again, I'm going to walk you through each box of produce that I got from the auction. I actually got 8 different things today, but several boxes of some of them. So I'll walk you through that, and then I'll tell you how I handle the auction itself and how much everything costs. I don't necessarily have the pounds of each box, but each box is, it's quite hefty and holds a lot. And so I'll show you, I'll hold it up against me so you can kind of see size-wise how big it is. And then again, we'll get right into it. This is going to be like a very real vlog. I just got home. It's hot. I was out. It's held outside, but under like an awning, this produce auction, and it's like 90 degrees out right now. I am sweating. I am dying. It is so hot. My kids are around me, so if you hear some noise in the background, it's probably my kids. But my kitchen is messy because I haven't cleaned it yet today. I was out at the auction first thing. So very real, very honest vlog. I look all sweaty and ugh. But anyway, okay, let's get into it. So I was gonna try and go down item by item, but I think maybe I'll just go with what's in front of me first. And the very first thing I got, you're gonna think is kind of weird for a produce auction, but this produce auction has more than just produce at it. Well, it does have fruits and vegetables. It also has flowers. It has local crafts, like woodworking, craftsman stuff, and then it also has baked goods and stuff like that from a local bakery. And that's the first thing that I have is 3 boxes from a local bakery. I'm excited about the bakery items because I tallied the total. They actually have the price tags on each item in the box, and I tallied the total of each box to around $38–40. So I'm excited. I only paid $3 a box for each box of produce, and it's not like it's out of date or anything like that. I think this is, the way I understand it, it's excess of what they had for their orders to different restaurants or cafes and stuff like that. So this is just their excess that they take to auction when they baked it and they filled all their orders. If they have too much, this is where it goes. So I'll show you a little bit of what's in each one of these boxes. But again, I only paid $3 for each box, and it's a local bakery. They've been selling at our local farmers market for a while, and all their ingredients are good ingredients. So I knew when I saw where the bakery or who the bakery was, that I didn't have any issue at all bidding on this because I like the ingredients that they use. This will definitely save me from heating up my kitchen by baking bread, because there's loaves of bread in each box as well. So it was a very big win for me because I got some delicious snacks for the kids, and I got bread for me for sandwiches. So I got, in this box, there's a white bread loaf, and the only thing that they use that I don't use is they use lard. and I don't use lard in my bread. I am vegetarian, so unfortunately I will not be eating this bread. This one is a whole wheat bread. And then I got some whoopie pies in each box. I got chocolate chip cream cheese bar, which I'm sure my kids are gonna really like. There's banana bread, banana nut bread. And then my kids already took one box of cookies out of here, but there's also oatmeal raisin, and they took the chocolate chips already. So that's what's in this box. It's about, I'd say, $15 worth of cookies. The banana nut bread is $5. Each one of the loaves of bread is $4. It's $2 a whoopie pie and $2.50 for the cream cheese chocolate chip. So, and again, I'm not sure exactly how much they took out of that, but that one's lighter than the rest of them. There's some more cookies in this one. There's oatmeal coconut cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies, some more whoopie pies. This one also has the chocolate chip cream cheese bars. There's 2 in there. And then my personal favorite, and I'm super excited about it, the Tandy cakes. These are my favorite. So as soon as I saw I got those, I was like, yes. This is a big container of chocolate chip cookies. And then another loaf of bread. So that means somebody already took another loaf of bread because there were 2 loaves of bread in each box. And of course, we're not going to go through all of these baked goods in one afternoon. I'm gonna have to freeze a lot of these, and that's okay. They're wrapped in plastic wrap. I'll wrap them a little bit better, put them in the freezer, and then we'll pull them out as we need them. And anything that I know I'm not going to be able to get to and I won't be able to preserve will go to local food pantries. Okay, that's for later, but this is my final box of baked goods. So let me switch things around here. Okay. Here we've got 2 more loaves of bread. These are both white loaves. Then I've got a chocolate vanilla whoopie pie, but also a chocolate mint, and a second chocolate mint whoopie pie in this one. 2 more boxes of chocolate chip cookies, and then 3 more loaves of banana nut bread. So again, I'll go through, wrap those up, and preserve them the best I can, and anything that I can't get to in time will definitely either be donated or given to friends. But that's the plan for that, friends or food pantry. Okay, so again, those boxes, each one was $3, so I paid $9 in total for everything I just showed you. The next thing that I got is a box of cauliflower. Now the cauliflower I've already divided with a friend at the auction. So the way that we do it at the auction is if we buy something and it's more than what we can handle ourselves, we'll usually split it. This is my second time doing it. This is my first time doing it at the auction. Last time I had to go meet after my friend was at the auction. So this is like a new thing for me to do. This is a new way of getting produce local in bulk and preserving it for the year. And again, if you haven't followed me before, I'm a small homestead, so I'm not able to grow everything I'd like to grow. The ways that I try to grow more on my property is edible landscaping, community garden, and a bunch of other things like that this video isn't about, but I can get into in another video. But this is just another way I can get local produce, support local farmers, and help feed my family at a much lower cost, because each one of these items is a lot cheaper than if I was buying it by the pint or the quart itself. So I'm very happy to be able to have this stuff to preserve. I hate the idea of preserving it when it's 90 degrees, but again, I'm excited. So okay, let's get into the next thing. So this is the size of the box. I'll hold it up to myself so you can see it's, here's my hand. So you can see it's a pretty sizable box. I split this with my friend. It is heads of cauliflower. These are definitely a little past fresh. They aren't super duper fresh, but I only have 4 heads because I just got one box, and it probably had 8 heads in it. I split it with her. Maybe even a few more than 8 heads. I'm not sure. And I paid $4 for the box. So that means that if there were 8 heads, which sounds right, that's probably about how high the box was. I believe we split it down halfway down the middle, so 8 makes sense. So it's 50 cents a head of cauliflower, which is a good price where I am. I don't believe I've ever seen it cheaper than 50 cents a head. And while I do grow cauliflower myself, I've had a terrible time this year with slugs, and so all of my cauliflower I don't really expect to get much from in the spring. I always get a much better harvest of cauliflower and broccoli and things like that in the fall. So this is just kind of to eat fresh, and 50 cents a head is not a bad price. So we'll put that to the side. Okay. On my way home, I stopped at a local coffee shop and got a coffee because it was so hot. An iced coffee. I shouldn't say hot coffee, an iced coffee. And the coffee shop that I got that from sources their honey from a local apiary and uses milk from a local dairy farm. So I'm really excited that they opened up and that they're using local ingredients. And they're actually sourcing their baked goods from a local bakery, which makes me extremely happy too. It wasn't the bakery I got that stuff from though. Okay, next on our list is another unconventional thing for a produce auction. When I was going to a produce auction, but again for the price I could not help myself because I love fresh flowers, and my flowers in my garden aren't really ready. So I got 8 bunches of flowers. So there's some. And there's some, and I've already given several away. So you can see those buckets are both pretty full. I think I've given three bunches of flowers away already. So each bunch cost me 50 cents, and I got 8 bunches. So initially I intended, when I bought them, I thought, oh, I should take the bunches of flowers to a local nursing home, but there's only 8, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to give them away to friends right now, and then maybe next auction I'll try for more flowers, because I don't think that we have any nursing homes that small, and I'd hate to give some and then not everybody could have. I just think that would be, I don't know, I don't want to give away flowers that they can't give enough flowers to everybody. So I'm going to give those away to friends and family, and then again next time probably try for more flowers. Okay, so the next thing that I have is garlic. And the box that I'm going to show you was full of garlic. It is no longer full of garlic because this is one of the things that I split with my friend. And then she gave me some stuff that is now in the box as well. So I got this as a full box of garlic for $8. And now it's a half box of garlic with onions that she gave me, eggplant that she gave me, and lemons and grapes. So this is the size of the box. This was full to the top with garlic. So I'm going to guess, based on what I had seen, it's about 25 to 50 cents a pound, because this box didn't go by the pound, it was just per box. But some similar boxes went by the pound and went around that price, and then the boxes ended up being about $8 for the same box. So I'm going to say it's about 25-50 cents a pound for garlic. And I do grow garlic, and I planted it in fall. It's just, they're very small, so I just wanted garlic to make sure I had garlic. I also got these beautiful onions from my friend who won these onions at her auction. We got white and red candied onions. And then this is a smaller one, but this is what the garlic looks like. And then we got beautiful lemons. Now these I do think came from Florida. Again, they sometimes tell you, sometimes you don't know where it's coming from. And this is an eggplant. Nobody really eats eggplant but me in my family. I'm the only vegetarian. I've just been a vegetarian since I was a kid. It's just something I've been for a long time. I don't plan on ever eating meat. Meat is unappetizing to me to begin with. The idea of eating meat, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't look like it tastes good. It doesn't smell like it tastes good. I have absolutely zero interest in it. I know that sounds crazy to some people who probably think, oh, it's delicious. And when I was younger, the idea of factory farming was something that I could not stand. So it's a kind of a double, I just have zero interest in eating it, but also the idea of factory farming, I want nothing to do with supporting an industry like that. But I do, for my family, I do cook meat, and I do source from local farms. Local pasture-raised meat that I know has been treated well. And so it's not that I have anything against farmers and them raising animals well. I certainly do want understand that animals can be raised properly, healthy, with happy lives, and still end up on a plate. So I try to support people who make sure that the animals live happy lives before they end up in the food cycle. So no meat here, but the eggplant will be my main dish, and I don't really think anybody else is gonna really eat any of that. So I only got one. Scraped against the box there. Let's see here. I don't like that cardboard on cardboard sound. Ugh. All right, assorted pickles are my next item, and I believe they're under this box. So we'll get to that. Bring this up here because I have assorted pickling cucumbers. So in here, you can see there's some smaller pickling cucumbers. Some of them got a little bit bigger. You can see the size of my finger compared to this guy here. It's a little bit bigger than what I'd like. And then somehow this guy got in here. He's definitely not a pickling cucumber. He's just a very small, regular snacking cucumber. And I do have a box of regular size snacking cucumbers as well. That guy did not come from that box. He just ended up in there somehow. So this is, again, the size of most of my boxes, as I showed you earlier, is like my hand is here on the box. So you can see there's that, and then you can see in here, it's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across the top row, and then I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 5 or 6 deep. So that gives you a rough idea of how many cucumbers are in that box for the small snacking cucumbers. So the pickling cucumbers, I paid $3 for the whole box, and then the snackable ones, I believe, were $1 a box, or maybe even $2 a box. It's somewhere in that range. But I did not win that auction. I got this box from my friend that I went to the auction with in exchange for some of my stuff, like I said, the garlic and stuff like that. I believe, oh, she got some other stuff from me too that I'll show you then. Okay, so we went through and we did the cauliflower, the flowers, the garlic, the pickles. So now we are on to sugar snap peas. So these sugar snap peas went by the quart. There's 8 quarts that I had bid on, and I got each one of the quarts. They're wet. For 50 cents a quart. The only thing about this in particular, there's sugar snap peas, like I said, but they're not very, this one's got a little flour on it yet. They're not very thick. Like, I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to pull some actual peas out of them, but they're just gonna have to be for snacking because they're super flat yet. They're delicious, don't get me wrong, but I'm certainly not going to be pulling any peas out of here and canning anything from them. This is about the thickest it goes, so you can tell it's not really very thick. But my kids really like sugar snap peas. They'll have no problem eating through this. And I'll probably end up giving away a quart or 2 to family and friends. Okay, the next thing I have is zucchini. I got 3 boxes, I think. I want to say 3 boxes. Yeah, 3 boxes of zucchini. And they're all small sized zucchini. They're about that size there. They look delicious. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So about 10 across the top, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 deep. So about 60 zucchini per box. And I paid $1 a box for the zucchini. So zucchini gets really prolific. If anybody you know has ever had a zucchini plant, they're usually giving away zucchini by the end of the year. So I have zucchini plants, and I definitely will have zucchini soon. I don't have zucchini yet, but since this is only going for $1, I like to feed fresh food to my chickens, and so I got at least 1 box for the chickens. I usually give them lettuce. I grow lettuce specifically for them in my garden, and I grow kale and Swiss chard for them too. Well, all the lettuce is bolted. They get the lettuce when it bolts, and they get it before it bolts too, because my garden just volunteers with a bunch of lettuce. So, but the kale is pretty small yet. I had trouble with slugs, so this will tide them over until I have some more kale supply coming in. But as I said, it's 60 zucchini per box, and I got 3 boxes. So the other thing I plan to do with this is make zucchini fritters and then fry them, or not fry them, freeze them. I'll fry them and then I'll freeze them. So I'm going to make zucchini fritters as a side dish and put them in my freezer so that I have zucchini fritters for sides for my meals when I am kind of at a loss for what to put with a meal. I have the zucchini fritters in the freezer to pull out, and it'll make it easier on myself when I'm having a rough day and I don't know what to cook, and I'll have stuff already prepared. So the last thing that I have here is this box, which is probably, not that I overpaid or anything, but something I splurged on that I might not have necessarily needed to pay so much for later in the year, and that's peppers. Peppers definitely aren't ready quite yet in Pennsylvania unless they're very small, and these are bigger than the very small peppers I've been picking. Like, I'm talking like a, let me show you for comparison the peppers I'm getting. So this is this tiny little guy, which is about the size of my finger here, is what I'm getting right now. It's a jalapeno, I think, or something along the, is that spicy pepper? And what I got were these sweet peppers. I believe they're called lunchbox peppers, and these are probably greenhouse grown or probably from like a North Carolina. They didn't specify where they came from in this auction, but I love peppers. I make, I literally every week make something with peppers, and probably every day eat peppers, honestly, because they're just my favorite. So I paid $1.25 a quart for these. Again, It's full of delicious looking red, yellow, orange. Oh, I guess that one's orange, that one's red. Peppers, lunchbox peppers. So I'm excited. I only see one bad one in there. Everything else looks good. This one just looks like it got bruised in transport. He's kind of yucky. But otherwise, everything has been really good looking, really fresh. And a lot of times they'll actually specify picked fresh that day, picked fresh this morning, if it has been picked within the last 24 hours. So I do try and bid on things that they tell me are like from a neighboring town, or if they were freshly picked. Those are the ones that I like to go for. But mostly I try and go for the things that are going for an incredibly good price. That's usually where I'm at. It's easier for me to try and get something at a low price and then preserve it than it is to, like, just because I like peppers. If they would have gone for like $5, I would have never paid that much for them. But at $1.25, I was willing to spend a little bit more. I was hoping to get them 75 cents a dollar, but they're not really in season around here yet, so you're not going to get that price. And so I did pay a little bit more for this, but again, I eat peppers every day, so I'm excited. So in total, my after my fee for using a debit card, because they charge a little extra for using a debit card versus using cash, I ended up spending $46 on everything that I just showed you. That includes the box of cauliflower, 8 bunches of flowers, the box of garlic, the box of pickling cucumbers, the 8 quarts of sugar snap peas, the 3 boxes of 60 zucchini, the 3 boxes of baked goods, and 8 quarts of the peppers. So I think that's pretty good. And now I have to work on preserving all of this. So I'll probably make pickles and zucchini fritters and shred some zucchini up for winter time. Zucchinis whole aren't obviously going to go in the freezer and stay good, but I find if I shred them up and freeze them, I'm able to make like a a cucumber dill dip, and it tastes pretty good during the winter when nothing is, most stuff is preserved and you don't really got a lot of fresh food. So that's my plan, and I hope you enjoyed the haul, and I'm sorry it was a little bit longer than I intended for it to be, and I'm sorry that my kitchen is so messy. It's gross back there, and I apologize. Okay, thank you. Bye.